Do you know there's a story about a unique individual from Ghana named Okomfo Anokye, who was born with extraordinary features? He's known to be the only person born with teeth and a beard, and he could even talk on his very first day. Okomfo Anokye is famous not just in tales, but for real-life miracles and physical evidence that can still be seen today. In this video, I'm excited to share with you the incredible feats he accomplished and his significant impact on the Akwapem people in the eastern region of Ghana. The tale of Okomfo Anokye's birth is quite fascinating. He was born in a town called Awukugwa, and right from the moment he came into the world, he was holding a short white cow's tail in his right hand. His left hand was clenched into a tight fist that nobody could open. Curiously, the midwife who helped deliver him tried to pry it open, thinking something was hidden inside, but she couldn't manage. It was only when Ano, his father, came and touched the fist that Okomfo Anokye opened his eyes. Looking directly at his father, he then opened his hand and revealed what was inside, saying, "Ano, Chi," which in the Guan language means, "Ano, see." What he handed over was believed to be a talisman. This dramatic moment not only marked his unique entry into this world, but also gave him his name, Anokye. The oral traditions of Ghana are rich with fascinating tales, and the story of lled, who later became known as Okomfo Anokye, is among the most captivating. According to legend, Okomfo Anokye was no ordinary child. He was born with a full set of teeth and a beard, and astonishingly, he could walk and talk right from birth. One particularly intriguing episode from his childhood involves a mysterious incident that occurred one night. His parents were suddenly awakened by the sound of a child crying. Rushing outside to investigate, they discovered young lled in the yard, crying and walking around, an unusual sight that deeply puzzled them. As lled grew older, his family noticed other peculiar behaviors. He would often vanish without a trace for several days, only to reappear just as unexpectedly as he had gone. These mysterious disappearances left his family bewildered and seeking answers. They eventually consulted a medicine man who explained that during these periods, lled went out to eat. This cryptic statement was further clarified by oracles who revealed that lled was not merely a boy, but a demigod, a spirit of nature who had taken human form to fulfill a specific purpose. The oracles also issued a stern warning about the importance of properly caring for lled. They prophesied that if he were neglected, his mother would die, and his hometown of Awukugwa would suffer great poverty. On the other hand, if he was well nurtured, the people of Akwapem, among whom he was raised, would flourish and become powerful and influential. This narrative not only highlights the mystical qualities attributed to Okomfo Anokye, but also underscores the profound impact believed to be tied to his well-being and upbringing. As lled matured into his youth, he embarked on extensive travels that were laden with mystical happenings, solidifying his legendary status across the regions he visited. His presence in these areas often left indelible marks, turning locations into places of either curse or blessing, influenced by how the locals interacted with him. These sites became points of interest and reverence, remembered long after his visits for the unusual and miraculous events associated with his presence. Both oral and written traditions chronicle a series of extraordinary miracles attributed to Okomfo Anokye, particularly in Akwapem, which serve as testament to his mystical powers. Some of the most notable miracles include instantaneous food preparation. Okomfo Anokye could stack several empty dishes, command them to fill with fufu, and in an instant, the dishes would be brimming with the prepared food. Miraculous growth of plantains. In front of a large audience, he once cooked a plantain and then planted it. Remarkably, the plantain germinated, grew, ripened, and was harvested all within the same day. Defying gravity. He tied a long thread between two poles and walked on it wearing wooden sandals, defying what would typically be possible under the laws of physics. Water in a basket. Demonstrating control over nature, he could carry water in a basket without spilling a single drop. Mysterious escapes. Even when locked in a room, Okomfo Anokye could exit while the room remained securely locked. Control over weather. He had the ability to command the rain to halt, ensuring it did not disturb important festivals until the celebrations were complete. Okomfo Anokye lived in a house without a roof, yet he never got wet from rain, as it mysteriously never fell inside his house. Power over creatures. On one occasion, he jumped over a live snake, and the snake died immediately after. His mystical abilities seemed to stretch even to the flora around him. A notable example involves his interaction with a palm tree in Awukugwa, which became a significant site due to his actions. Okomfo Anokye is said to have climbed this oil palm tree using his wooden sandals, leaving imprints of his feet on its trunk. This palm tree stood as a testament to his powers until it fell in 1982. His connection with the tree did not end with mere footprints. He also performed a dramatic and symbolic act. After being banished from Awukugwa, he pulled a fruit from this palm, sucked out its water, turned the tree upside down, and proclaimed a curse. "I've turned the whole village upside down. There will be no peace and understanding among yourselves, and when this palm tree comes down, it will not fall and kill people, but will suspend in the air in 3 pieces." Remarkably, the tree's fall centuries later mirrored his prophecy, breaking into 3 sections without causing harm to anyone. On days when the community needed palm wine for ceremonies and found themselves lacking, Okomfo Anokye would perform yet another miracle. He would climb the same oil palm tree by the street, bend a branch, and use it as a conduit, allowing palm wine to flow directly from the tree to the people gathered below, who would collect it eagerly. Another astonishing feat was his creation of an Owari game board, which still exists in Awukugwa. This wasn't just any game board. Okomfo Anokye crafted it out of stone using his heels. He would play this traditional game with his friends under a tree near the road, further embedding his presence and influence in the everyday life of the community. These stories of Okomfo Anokye are not merely tales of wonder. They serve as cultural pillars that exemplify the profound spiritual and social impact he had on his community. His legacy is palpable in Awukugwa, where physical reminders of his life and powers continue to inspire awe and respect among the locals and visitors alike. The legend of Okomfo Anokye remains a vibrant part of Ghanaian heritage, illustrating the blend of human history with the mystical and the divine. At a revered site known as lled in Awukugwa, Okomfo Anokye engaged in enigmatic spiritual practices that intertwined closely with the natural elements. One of his most mystical rites involved a large rock at this sacred location. Through his invocations, Okomfo Anokye would enter into a trance, during which he could miraculously cause water to emerge from the rock. This water held significant importance. It was used to cook the nuts of the palm tree at a place known as the 7 Adadifo. If no water appeared, it was considered a dire omen, signaling that the village of Awukugwa needed purification to avert misfortune. Further adding to his mystical undertakings, Okomfo Anokye performed a miraculous feat by joining two separate rocks together. Between these bonded rocks, he placed 36 gold pebbles, which were used to play the Owari game, a game he had previously fashioned out of stone with his heels. These gold pebbles were sealed within the rocks as a permanent mark of wealth for the village. However, feeling betrayed by the people of Awukugwa, Okomfo Anokye cursed the village, declaring that the sealed gold pebbles represented the village's wealth, which he had now locked away forever. According to legend, he summoned these golden pebbles from the skies, further emphasizing his supernatural abilities. On another remarkable occasion, Okomfo Anokye miraculous powers provided for his family during a time of need. One day, his mother lamented having no meat to cook. In response, Okomfo Anokye instructed his mother to prepare palm nut soup and informed his father that he would provide the meat. After going into a trance and subsequently regaining consciousness, Okomfo Anokye directed his father to check the area behind their house, near the bush. There, to his father's astonishment, lay two big antelopes, asleep. His father quickly killed the antelopes and brought them home, providing much-needed sustenance for the family meal. The life of Okomfo Anokye is filled with tales that blend the mystical with the miraculous, particularly evident from his youth and during his time in Akuapem before he achieved fame in the Asante region. Instantaneous transport through leaves. During a heavy rainstorm, Okomfo Anokye and his parents were stranded at their farm late into the night. Seeking a way to return home amidst the darkness and relentless rain, Okomfo Anokye collected some leaves from a nearby bush, instructing each person to place one under their armpit and close their eyes. Miraculously, upon opening their eyes, they found themselves back at home, transported instantly through his mystical intervention. Walking through rain, unscathed, Okomfo Anokye possessed the extraordinary ability to walk through rain without a single drop touching him, demonstrating his profound control over nature. Power over animals. Demonstrating his dominion over creatures, he pointed at a hawk that had seized a chicken, and the hawk dropped dead, releasing its prey. Cooking in perforated pots. He showed his control over the physical world by cooking food and boiling medicinal herbs in a perforated pot without losing a drop of liquid. Egg against stone. In a display of his supernatural abilities, he could strike a raw egg against a stone, and rather than breaking, the egg would remain perfectly intact. Footprints in stone. At Apaja in Atsum Wakwa, there is a rock on a mountain that bears footprints believed to be those of Okomfo Anokye, marking his visit and the supernatural aura he carried with him. Mystical encounter at the Asania pool. In a mystifying event, Okomfo Anokye instructed his servants to find two strangers sitting in a brass pan on the Asania pool. True to his word, they found these individuals along with a fowl and yam and brought them back to Okomfo Anokye. These strangers later married, settled in Akuapem Akropon, and their descendants are still known. Creation of an oil palm tree. After pouring the remains of palm wine onto the ground near his shrine at Awukugwa, an oil palm tree miraculously sprang up. This tree is harvested annually, with its fruit distributed among the 7 stool holders and the chief of the town. Be sure to subscribe to Anansi Web of Tales for our upcoming videos, where we'll dive into the extraordinary miracles and wonders Okomfo Anokye performed in the Asante region. Stay connected to explore more captivating stories about African cultures and histories with us. Share with us in the comments where you're watching from and what you think about the incredible legacy of Okomfo Anokye. We look forward to bringing you more tales that illuminate the rich tapestry of our heritage.